We're right on time. About the changes with Moscow's single-stream recycling and other news about local recycling efforts. We will have Brandy Sullivan, who's owner of One World Cafe, and Louise Todd, co-owner of Mikey's Euros, who will give their perspectives on recycling and composting as local business owners. And in the audience, we were hoping to have, but
Tim Davis is right back here.
Hi. I haven't met you.
Hi.
Good to meet you. We have Tim Davis, who is the sanitation operation manager for the city of Moscow. Is that correct?
Yes.
Good. He's on hand to answer any questions from you as well about the status of the city's comprehensive recycling and sanitation system master plan that started, the process started last February. So he's here too. So we have lots of experts here. So I'll let Stevie go ahead and start.
Hello, everyone. So I'm just going to introduce myself a little bit before we get going. My name is Stevie Steele, and I moved to Moscow probably 8 or 9 years ago now, and I got my bachelor's degree in psychology. And then I went on to get my master's in environmental science. And then I worked at the university for 4 years as the sustainability coordinator before this summer transitioning to work for Lake House Sanitation and Moscow Recycling. So first we're going to go over a little bit about local business recycling, and then we're going to talk about how that is similar to your curbside recycling that you have at your house. So at local businesses in Moscow, they all have these tote containers just like you have at your curbside recycling. They accept the same exact things, but they also are eligible to have like huge 6-yard roll-offs of cardboard containers. So because businesses usually produce a lot more items like that. So in these containers, we accept plastic bottles and jugs with screw top lids. So plastics have changed. We used to accept plastics 1 through 7. And so now we do plastic bottles and jugs with screw tops. So it's going to be like a flow chart. The first thing is a plastic bottle or jug. The second thing, does it also have a screw top lid and be number 1 or number 2? So it's not just any number 1 or number 2. It's not, is it a screw top or is it a plastic bottle or a jug or a number 1 or number 2? It has to be both. And then we do cardboard and mixed paper as we always have. And then metal, aluminum, and tin cans. So we also used to accept shredded paper, which is no longer accepted because you used to have to put it in a plastic bag. But we don't do plastic bags anymore. So if you want, you can take your shredded paper down to Moscow Recycling, where we still accept it. And we also used to do aluminum foil. But that is frequently contaminated with food, and we don't want food in the recycling. So we don't accept that.
So are you supposed to, I have a question since it's just jugs. Are you supposed to put the lid in with it?
You can leave the lid on the container, or you can take it off. But you can't separate the lid from the container and put it. So if I have a laundry detergent, and then it also has a lid on it, I can't put the laundry detergent bottle in there and then put the lid on. It needs to be attached, and if it's not attached, then just throw it away.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Have you put out a better list for the plastics? I happen to live in a place where people are getting very confused, and I think it would help to have a list of the stuff that you no longer, because when you say numbers, like 1 and 2 we can, and 6 and 7 we can, doesn't mean anything to them.
Yes, and that's part of the reason that we went to the bottles and jugs, because the number on plastic is just a resin code.
Right.
For plastic materials. It doesn't signify like what shape it is. So that's why we went over to the shape, a plastic bottle or a jug. But we do have a more detailed list of what is and is not accepted on our website, as well as the city has a yes and no list that's very detailed on their website.
Saying it's on the website is not going to help the people I'm talking about.
Well, they can reach out to us too.
I thought they said they were gonna put a new list underneath the top of the recycling can.
Yes.
In October, and.
Yes, so I will get to that.
Okay.
They did.
Yes. Okay. Oh, now it's going to 4. Okay, so in October, we did a 4-week rollout process where a team of us went around and we painted 5,500 recycling cans. The lid used to have what is and is not accepted on it, and we spray painted that black. And then we left a little packet, I didn't bring it with me, but we left a little packet in a Ziploc bag that had why we are. Yes, it looked like this, and then it had a piece of paper like this with it. So this sheet is from the Department of Ecology for the state of Washington, and this just explains the state of commingle or mixed recycling in our region. And then this is a note from us that says what we are and are not accepting, just in verbal, saying the same thing that this says. So when we painted the top of your can, if it was out, some people don't put their cans out every time they need to be, or that they can be serviced because they're not full. In that case, we probably missed your can and we'll get back to it. Anyway, so we left that with this, so those are gonna be the new recycling rules. So if your can got missed, you can either call us and we'll come by and get it now, or we're waiting until the spring when it's drier because we can't spray paint the top of lids while it's wet out right now. We'll get those. So this is a magnet version, but this just says what we accept. Aluminum cans, tin cans that are both clean and empty, plastic bottles and jugs with a screw top that are number 1 plastic or number 2 plastic, and please rinse those out. Then mixed paper and cardboard that has a list of examples like junk mail, magazines, office paper, the paperboard food boxes, cardboard, and make sure that those are clean, dry, and have no food. For example, if you had a pizza box from Domino's, you ate the pizza out of it, you cannot recycle that pizza box because it has oils and food on it. And some people keep their boxes really clean. Some pizza boxes don't have any oil or food in them. But if our recycling guys come by your recycling tote and they open it up and they see a pizza box, they're gonna close it and tag it as contaminated. They're not gonna open your pizza box and check because they just don't have time to check everyone's pizza box. So that's one example. So if your recycling tote gets marked as contaminated, oh, that was too far. You'll get a tag that looks like this. It'll have a little hole on it, and it's like a door hanger that hooks to the handle of your recycling cart. So it just says it's contaminated, and it'll say, please leave these items out. No glass, you have the wrong plastics in your container, no trash, no food, and no cords. They're not gonna write specifically what is wrong with your can. It's just gonna remind you to please correct these things. And it also gives you the recycling guide to say, this is what it's accepted. If you have something else that's in there, it's not accepted. Yes?
So the cans need to have the paper labels from it? If there's a paper label on it, so you can't.
No, you can keep those on, yeah. So correct this, and then we will collect next time. Or if you call, what we're doing right now, for people who are contaminated, you call our office. I come visit your house, and we look at your recycling bin. That's weird for some people, like, you're gonna look through my recycling? Yes, well, this is a learning opportunity, so I'll visit your house, and we'll go through what's in your recycling bin, what is and isn't accepted. A lot of things that I'm finding are plastic bags, plastic packaging, like blueberry containers. Paper has all been really good. We've gotten a lot of pie pans lately for Thanksgiving that aren't accepted, but people, it's awesome to meet with you guys at your homes and go through stuff because a lot of you are purchasing the same things over and over weekly. And if I can just come to your house and be like, this item that you buy weekly, can you please put it in the landfill? It's very simple.
Now, what was it you just said as an example?
The pie pans, like if you go and buy a pan
Pie
at the
pans.
store and it's like
Gotcha.
plastic on the bottom and has a plastic lid. Yes,
What about clamshell salad containers?
no,
Not
it
at all.
has to be a bottle or a jug.
Okay, so a mayonnaise container wouldn't work either.
A mayonnaise container is a jug with a screw
Okay.
top, so you can
Okay.
recycle that.
Is there still a limit on the size of the tin can cover? It used to be 3 inches or more, or something like that.
What I would say to do with your tin can cover, so like if you have a soup can with a top comes off, or I would put it inside of the can when you're done with it, and then put it into your
Well,
recycling.
I do that, but there was a thing that said, the top of the can or
Size,
something could not be less than.
We're not gonna do
3
that
inches.
anymore.
Oh,
Just
so
make sure that
anything
you put it in
is
the can.
acceptable now.
Yeah, anything, as long, because what happens if those lids just go through the single stream recycling without being put in something larger, is they get sorted out as mixed paper, and then that contaminates the paper. So I will go to this next slide and kind of explain this a little bit. So you all start at the curbside. All you do is put your recyclables in the curbside, commingled, nothing sorted. Then it gets trucked to the recycling center. This is a picture of the recycling center, a big truck dumping out all of the commingled. It kind of looks like garbage. And then it goes up this, which is a baler, and then it creates a huge bale of commingled stuff. Then a truck comes to our facility, and we put all these bales inside of the truck, and it trucks to various places. One of the most popular places we send our commingled recycling is to Gresham, Oregon, which is just outside of Portland, where people, they put this stuff out on belts, and people sort through it. So it's just like a zigzag line of belts in a warehouse, and people have a bunch of safety gear on, masks, and they're just, someone's job is to pull out the paper, someone else's job is to pull out the plastics. So it goes through these conveyor belts, and then when everything is sorted, they then bale the stuff again, and it gets trucked to a facility where they would make new water bottles, or carpet, or more cardboard, or something like that. And then the process would start again. You would buy it and go and recycle it and go over and